Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Keiran Molloy, get this. Keiran Molloy states that Anthony Joshua is working so hard to win his belts back. Wow. The ex-amateur superstar boxer, Keiran Molloy, has seen and witnessed what AJ is doing into the gym, into training. You know, he's a gym rat. He's another Vladimir Klitschko and a lot of those guys that love to stay in the gym. Evander Holyfield comes to mind. He loves to stay in the gym. He's gonna die fit. Right? So I think hearing Keiran Molloy state what AJ's doing, and if you notice, a lot of those exercises and the drills that we've seen AJ do, you haven't really seen him. You've seen him smiling with his entourage, but you haven't really seen the things in the prepping or none of those videos that you've seen of recent. You haven't seen any of those. And I think that's a good idea, because I did wonder, like, AJ, why are you showing so much stuff like uppercut, left hook, feint left hook, and we've seen him doing a lot of those things, and it's like, yo, I think you're giving away too much stuff. You know what I mean? But I think also AJ is a guy that's being overlooked, and I don't think he should ever be overlooked. But I think that could be an advantage for him. I remember when he was beaten for the first time in Madison Square Garden by Andy Ruiz, and everybody wrote him off like a bad check. The haters started hating. The criticizers started criticizing. And AJ took it like a man, hung around New York for another 4 or 5 days, and then went back to the UK, went underground, grew a beard, grew a fro, and went back to work. Okay. When he went back to work, he did his thing. He came in a lot lighter. He wanted to be able to move, which he did a lot of moving. But he did a lot of boxing. And I think he wanted to show people that he could box instead of brawl. Because I think the brawling is what got him in trouble with a guy that his only chance is to brawl, which was Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz was not going to beat Anthony Joshua with his height and anything else. That's almost like a David Tua taking on Lennox Lewis. It wasn't going to happen unless Lennox Lewis came in and tried to do what Anthony Joshua did, which was hazardous, as we could tell. So, and in this case, he was just beaten 12 rounds by Alexander Usyk. But, Anthony, I think, is accustomed to people writing him off, is accustomed to people thinking, hey, he would retire after a loss. He's not good. His stock dropped, which it did drop a bit, I feel. How much? Not very much. Okay, so, I don't think that was the case, but I think people should really focus more on how good Alexander Usyk is versus how bad Anthony Joshua is. You know what I mean? I think people are trying to, not look at the big picture. The big picture is you got a guy that can come up from cruiserweight, and you have a guy that's determined. You have a guy that's that experienced and gifted that can do that to that type of heavyweight at that level. Okay? So, but AJ, I think he's being over, I think he's being underlooked, if that's a such thing, right? And I think people have really turned their back on AJ, and I think AJ shines when times like this. Now, will he win? I'm not sure. But knowing AJ, I think AJ is training hard like he knows to do. And him training hard, I think it just shows you that he loves the gym, but it also shows you that he has a focus, and it is not wired around money. Okay, and let me share this with you. Speaking of money, if Deontay Wilder never comes back, we know his only driven passion was for the money, which is nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times, if you love the sport, you're not going to do it only for the money. And I don't think, and I damn sure know that AJ's not doing it for the money, because if he did, he would be out a long time ago. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Keiran Molloy stating that AJ is working extra hard to get those belts back from Alexander Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!